Hey everyone, it's Stamp Ventures with Shauna. Welcome to my Tuesday tutorial on October 22nd, I believe. Yeah, I hope I got that right. I am just syncing up my iPad to my phone, so hopefully, cross fingers, I'll be able to see any messages that you leave. So if you've joined us, say hello. If you're from afar, let us know where you're from. And yeah, we'd love to hear from you. I think I see one person on so far, and hopefully more will be able to join us in just a few moments. I'm going to be sharing some ideas for this card, and actually I'm going to be changing it up just a little bit and doing a few minor adaptations I want to try out. I don't know if they're going to work out, but we can see, and in the end we can compare the two cards and see which one we like better. So yeah, we'll get started here in just a minute. First of all, as always at the beginning of my videos, I have a weather word, and today's weather words is sweater weather. It was a little cool out there, and yeah, it's definitely sweater weather now. I was just away for a couple weeks. I haven't done one of these videos for a while, so I feel like I'm kind of a little off my game here. But I had the chance to fly out to Vancouver Island and with my family and visit my aunt who turned 90, and then I had the chance to fly out to Chicago and do some touring there, and then we were in Toronto for the last couple of days. My husband did a marathon there, and of course, well, all that time in airports while you're waiting to get on to the plane, and you know what it is about those bathrooms in the airport. They all have the automatic flush. Well, that brings me to tonight's funny. Just gonna check to see if this is even making it into the screen here. Hopefully you can see most of it. Yeah, I've had enough toilets automatically flush underneath me to have my doubts about self-driving cars. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I think some things were not necessarily meant to be totally automated. Okay, well, for whatever reason, I am having trouble seeing my comments again on my iPad. So I'm really sorry if you ask a question or leave a comment. I'm going to have to read them after because they're not showing up. And the way that my phone is hooked into my stand, I can't read them from my phone. So I will go back and look at all your comments and questions after. And some of you might already know the answers. If you see a question that you can answer, just jump in and let us know. So to get started with this card, I have something beside me here that some of you maybe have seen online, but you might not have seen it in person. There it is, our new Stampin' Up! Trimmer. And I've been using it for 2 days now, and I have to say it's been working really, really well. I'm very pleased with it. And those of you who are looking for a trimmer, I think you'll be happy with this one. And if you'd like to give it a try before you order it, come on over and play with me for a little while. I'm taking this to my team gathering on Sunday, so my team members will get to try it out. And I do have classes this week, some Christmas card classes, and if the ladies want to try them at the class, they try it at the class, they can do that as well. So I'm going to use it partly for my demonstration today. It does have this arm that extends, and it's yeah, it just snaps in and out just like that. It snaps kind of into place, and there is no lock to be able to lift this clear guide arm up. There's just this handle right here, and you can lift it there, and it just kind of pulls it out of its snap. Or I found you can also lift it up here at the top like that, and you can just kind of see there's a little bit, but it stays in place until you need to to lift it out. So either way seems to work well with mine. And for this card, I'm going to create the base, and I'll just show you how the cuts are going. First of all, most of you have heard this from me before, but well, there's the cutting blade, there's the trimming blade, and oh, these blades are way more protruding and heavy duty than the blades from our trimmer that just retired. I think these blades are going to get lots of mileage out of them. If you're making a bunch of cards, the first thing that I suggest is you do your scoring to fold your card in half first. That way you only have to score once, and I usually go back and forth a couple times. Just score once at 4 1/4, and then when you cut in half, there you go. You've got your 2 cards and they're ready to go, already scored. And what I was reading about the suggestions for cutting with these new cutting blades and this new paper trimmer is that you're not supposed to push too hard. And so I'm still learning about, you know, what kind of pressure I should be using, and it should just glide along. And you will notice with this paper trimmer, you do get how I don't know if you'll be able to see it from your angle, but you do get a little bit of the edge turned over, and that happens on any trimmer where the blade pushes through the paper. If it cuts like a guillotine that way, you tend not to get that as much. The ones that push through, that's just how they work. They just get a little bit of an edge on it, but it's a nice smooth edge. And so, okay, I've got the base of my card, and my next layer that I've done here is some white, and then it is embossed a little bit with the Subtles embossing folder. So actually, I've got my Subtles embossing folder here, and I've already run it through, but that's probably not really easy for you to see. But it has been run through. And just a quick reminder, when you're going to use your embossing folders, and you know it's one of the thicker, heavy-duty 3D embossing folders, those heavier ones, you're trying to remember, which plate do I use? Do I use the original Sizzix plate, or do I use the blue embossing plate that they've come out with more recently? And just to keep that clear in your mind, because you know it's a heavy-duty embossing folder and you only need the one plate, just look to see if it says Sizzix. And if it says Sizzix, then you need the original Sizzix clear plate to run it through. If it's a heavy 3D embossing folder and it does not say Sizzix, it just says Stampin' Up! On it, then you need the blue plate. So hopefully that's a tip to help you remember in case you're putting something through the embossing folder and you're like, you're putting some embossing through your die cutting machine and it's not working for you. Something else really exciting about this new trimmer, I'm going to show you how you can cut 2 pieces at one time. So this will cut, make all your cutting, well, basically it'll cut your time in half. It will cut your cutting time in half, and especially when you're making multiples. So I wouldn't have thought of even trying this. I just thought that with these, smaller tabletop trimmers, gliding ones like this, that you just, do one piece at a time. But other demonstrators out there had tried it and it said it worked for them. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to give it a go. There's a piece of white that's not embossed, that's matting this blue, this Seaside Spray blue, and I've already cut that one. It's 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So the next size down for the Seaside Spray blue is 3 inches by 4 inches. And I love those dimensions because you can get 6 pieces out of one 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock, and then if you're using 2, you'll get 12 pieces. So if you're cutting for swaps, cutting for lots of things, you know, lots of cards, Christmas cards, or whatever you're making, you can get lots of pieces out of those dimensions. They're good to, I like it when dimensions work well with the paper. Okay, this is how I often cut. I start backwards. Okay, I said that the blue piece that I'm cutting, this one here, is going to be 3 by 4. So I'm going to start at 8 inches. Get this scoring blade out of the way. Okay, starting at 8 inches, and I'm cutting through 2 pieces of cardstock. There is a scrap that I can recycle. Now, I'm going to move this over to 4 inches. So now I am going to have 2 strips of 4 inches. And I'm going to go back the other way with my trimming blade. It's always good when you're using your trimming blade to go back and forth and back and forth. If you always say start at the top and trim in the same direction, you're going to dull your blade on the one angle of it, the one edge of it, and the other edge will still be sharp. And yeah, the one will wear out more quickly. So you want to use it back and forth. Okay, so now I've got 2 strips of 4-inch, actually, I guess it'd be 4 strips of 4-inch wide pieces of cardstock. And now I'm going to cut the 3-inch pieces. So I know 3, 6, 9, I'm going to start at 9-inch. That's probably off your screen. Okay. There's 9-inch there. Just making sure that I've got my pieces of paper together and I'm not going to be cutting one a different size than the other. There we go. So it's lined up along that top edge. There's a barrier there, and that helps to keep that straight. And so I'm cutting this off. These are going to be scraps that go into my scrap bin of Seaside spray. As I said, these other ones are just going to be recycled. Some people do save these pieces. If you need small pieces for strips, then you can go ahead and save them. I just have saved so much paper over my almost 17 years as a demonstrator that I start running out of room. But this is a good size. You can punch things out of that. So okay, now there's a 9-inch strip piece, 9-inch strip left. 2 pieces actually, because I've got it doubled. So now I'm going to go down to 6 inches. There we go. Woohoo! And lift up again. Now I'm going to go to 3 inches. Isn't that slick? It's just running through the 2 layers of cardstock really nicely. I'm sorry again if you didn't hear me at the beginning. I can't see your comments. I have to go back and work on the settings on my iPad. For some reason, they're just not showing up. But I will read your comments when I'm done. And if questions come up, you can try to answer them for each other. So yeah, look it. Already, I've got all these pieces cut for making a stack of these cards. Actually, this is going to be one of the cards that the ladies who are coming for my Christmas card class this week are going to be able to make. And I like this sample one that I've made, but I wanted to try something just a little different. So bear with me, and we're going to do a variation on this, and then you can help me decide which one you like, because sometimes it's hard to decide. Okay, so I need one of these. I'll set these off to the side, finish cutting. I think I'm done with the paper trimmer, so I can close that back up. If you want to see what it looks like on the back, there it is. It doesn't have the little secret pocket, the secret compartment that the old trimmer had, but it seems to be pretty good. And like I said, let me know if you want to try it out. Okay, so on to, the first thing that I was going to try differently, when I did embossed trees here, and I was using the Winter Woods stamp set, I used plain white embossing powder. And then I remembered that in my stash, I also have shimmer white embossing powder. It came out in the annual catalog, and I only think I've used it once. So I'm like, oh, I think these trees would look pretty nice with shimmer white embossing powder. So I'm going to try that. That leads me to say, oh my gosh, I totally forgot something that I was going to share with you. Tomorrow there is a 24-hour flash sale, and I never even counted, but it's like probably like, I don't know, 40 or 50 stamp sets are on sale, 15% off. And Winter Words is one of them. And I'm going to do a really quick flash buy of the stamp sets that I have. And just so if you're wondering, okay, what are some of the stamp sets? And if you would like the list, make a comment and I'll send you the list. But Dashing Deer, yes, they've got Christmas ones. They're all from the annual catalog, but some of them are Christmas. They've got Dashing Deer is one of them. And Winter Woods, there it is. That's the one that I'm using tonight, so I'm going to set that one up there. Tea Together, if you like the tea time one, that's 15% off all day tomorrow. It starts at midnight actually and goes until like 11:45 tomorrow night. Beautiful You. This is a beautiful stamp set, except mine's in wood block and you can't get it in wood blocks anymore. Yours would be cling mount. Beautiful You with the lovely girls and the inspirational greetings on it. Here are a couple more. There's this one called Swirly Frames. Waterfront. This is loads of fun to play with and to create scenes. Painted Harvest. I just showed a fall card a couple weeks ago with that. The card that I took to my auntie's 90th birthday. This is beautiful. The colors that you can get from the layering in that one. There's just something for everyone in this sale. Rooted in Nature, another beautiful nature set. This and the odd stamp set in here do come with dies. The dies are not on sale. It's just the stamp sets themselves. Love What You Do. There's another good one on the sale for the flash sale tomorrow. This one I made for my dad's birthday. We did Dale's 80th birthday tour out to his old farm area, and so I had to use this one. Speaking of farms and country themes, Buffalo Check. There, I think there's like 4 background stamps that are maybe on the sale for tomorrow, so check those out. There's the birch background as well, and let's see, 2 more that I have in my pile. This one called Make a Difference, and these letters of the alphabet are fun because you can join them together to create a word, and it's a scripty word, and then it's also got things like handcrafted just for you. There's the copyright Stampin' Up, so you can use that if you're going to sell cards, and you then you can give what do you call that when you give credit, that's it, to the company that created the artwork. And in order to sell things that are stamped with Stampin' Up images, having the copyright Stampin' Up is required. That's called the Angel Policy. So Made with Love, lots of other nice ones there. And then Crafting Forever, super fun one. So tomorrow, 15% off, but there's a whole lot more. So let me know if you want to see the whole list of them. Okay, my Versamark is like a Halloween Versamark. You'll see what I mean when I open it up. It's really black and ugly, but it still seems to work. I'm still using it. I rubbed off some of the black that I could, and then I re-inked it with the Versamark refill. You have to rub it in because it's really thick. And I'm going to juice up these trees. Okay, and I gotta be careful not to get too much down at the bottom, because I don't want Versamark between the stems of the trees down there. Okay, so I gotta stand up, make sure I'm kind of sort of stamping straight. And I'm not gonna push too hard again down at the bottom of the trees, as the bulk of the image is up here where all the branches are, and yeah, I don't want the trunks to get overly... Oh, you know, okay, did everybody realize what I forgot to do? Oh, I had it here and I forgot it. I should have rubbed it with Embossing Buddy powder first. we're just going to carry on. Pretend that I did that. If you see stray flecks of embossing powder sticking to this piece, that's because I forgot to rub it with the embossing buddy. Oh well, moving forward, we'll get the general idea anyway. So here we go with Shimmer White Stamp and Emboss powder, and we're going to see if I like this better. The Shimmer White's interesting because there's like some dark parts in there as well as light. That kind of confused me, but anyways, maybe those are the sparkles. And I'm just gonna, I'm gonna load it on. All right, I'm gonna be able to put lots of it back into the powder container anyways. Ooh, I think I'm gonna like this. Is it sparkly for you guys? It's really sparkly for me here, the way the lights are shining on it. Whoa. Okay, well, now I'm going to be noisy for a moment. Let's see. I'm just going to protect this, keep it into its little container, put it off to the side where it won't spill. Going to be noisy, and I'm going to heat that to melt it. And so hang on. While I'm doing that, take a look at my mousse suitcase. Remember that if you've placed an order with me before the end of October, people who place orders of any amount from September through September and October will receive the pattern for the mousse suitcase. The mousse suitcase opens like that. And also, if your order is over $50, you will be having your name added to my thank you board, where you'll be in a draw for some special prize, and you can look and see if your name is on there. And if it's not, remember, over $50. This doesn't go till the end of October. It continues until the board is full. Okay, noisy. Okay, I think I got it. You really have to cook this. Does it sparkle for you? Just move it around a little bit in the light, and maybe I should turn it this way. It is really sparkly for me. It does take a little while to melt it. Like at first I just thought, oh, you can hardly see the white at all. And then when it starts to melt, it really turns, and it gets quite white and quite glittery. So, okay, I'm gonna put my pieces together here really quick. There's one other alteration that I'm going to make besides sparkling up the trees. I have a different sentiment that I'm going to put on it, and I'd like your opinion as to which sentiment you like better. Ooh, that's kind of missing some. Okay, here we go. Kind of, sort of in the middle. It seems funny that I've got a piece of white layered on a top of a piece of another white, but can you see the blue? The Seaside Spray is a little bit rippling, and the heat of the heat tool makes the paper ripple a little bit. So I wanted just to make it a little bit more firm and stiff. So that's why I did the extra layer of white, and I think it still sets it off even more. And then, well, I want to glue this on here, but I shouldn't get ahead of myself. I should grab my Sea Spray metallic ribbon, which is super sparkly too. And I'm just gonna go, I think I'm gonna go closer to halfway, top and bottom. Turn that over. For ribbon, I tend to like to use my snail, fold that in that place, and there. Okay, yeah, that's pretty close. Okay, and now I want to glue this to my card front. So I don't know if any of you do this. When I fold my card in half, I look to see if there's one part that is longer than the other. This seems like it's the shorter part, so I'm going to turn it over and make it the back, the longer part on the front. Okay, go back to my mono multi-liquid. There we go. Okay, and such a pretty color. Some of you have seen me use this Seaside spray before. It's just one of my very favorites that we have in our catalog right now, and so pretty for spring and spring and summer, but then you can also use it for wintry scenes too. Okay, now you know, I glued this one flat last time. Wondering if I should glue this flat again or raise it up. Maybe I'll raise it up just to make it even a little bit more different from the last one. It might not be as evident with the dimension to you, but it's nice to see some variations. And okay, dimensionals come off. There we go. Okay, so kind of sort of straight, something like that, kind of sort of. Okay, now the words I've changed up. I wanted to try these words, season's greetings, from the tags. So you know what I did is I took that whole strip, because they come in three stamps joined all together into one. I actually cut with the scissors and made it a single stamp. I know, whoa, that was pretty brave of me. I don't usually do things like that. I do know somebody who actually cut their dies apart too. I'm not that brave. So I'm still able to use the die. Yeah, the other ones just roll along with it. But yeah, I cut this apart because I just wanted to be able to stamp it, and then I cut it out with the die that coordinates with it. And here we go, magic of television. It's cut out like that. And I'm going to put some more dimensionals on this. I think I want it to hang over the edge just a little bit. I'm going to go off to one side. So I'm going to put there and there. Where it hangs off, I would need thicker. I guess I'd need double dimensionals, but I'm just going to go like something, oh, I don't know, something like that. Yeah, I decided just to offset it. And oh, to finish off, always need to have a little bit of bling. This is my take your pick tool, and I've been using the pokey part a lot for these things lately. There we go. Okay, well, there's my second variation of the card. Embossed Winter Wonder, no, Winter Woods it is. And let me know what you think. Do you like parts of one, parts of the other, or do you like all of this one or all of the other? Yeah, this is going to be one that the ladies make at my class this week. And I mean, if they, you know, want to do, I'm going to put out the sparkly embossing powder because it's really pretty, and I think they'll like that. I do want to put out this frame though too, because this is going to be one of the cards where if they don't want to make it Christmas and they want to make it say something like happy birthday or thinking of you, just a more generic card. The trees are so versatile that way and work really well for things other than just Christmas. So let me know what your take is on the two cards, and I thank you so much for dropping in. Oh, I forgot one more thing. When I was away, look what came in my mail, paper pumpkin. Just to let you know, I haven't even opened it. Look at this. I have 2 extras. So if you love what you see and you want to get your hands on one, leave me a message and I can part with one. Oh, they're opening them differently now. Huh, it used to be that you sliced on the bottom and now you have to slice on the top. Okay, it's a pretty box though. Kind of gives you a hint of what's inside. In fact, look at that. Look at that. There's those trees and that little bird, and there's the little birds and those birch trees. They got that from the tags. Wow, okay. All right. Oh, what does this say? Part 2. That means that the next paper pumpkin box is going to have all you need for 24 over-the-top tags and 4 designs, and I think they're going to coordinate. So that's next month's kit. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. There's the little bird, the snowflake. Oh, there's some words. Wishing you a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. Season's greetings, winter wishes. I might be able to use these in my class this week. Night of Navy is the ink spot, and oh, I think I saw something like this on Facebook. I just didn't realize it was the paper pumpkin kit. There they are. 2, 4, 6. I think it's 8 cards in total. I must not be counting properly. Wait, no. Supplies for 10 cards. So there we go. I have 2 extra kits if you are interested in one of them. And I'll stop now and watch and read through your comments, and hopefully I can answer those for you. And thanks so much for joining me. Have a great week, everyone. Bye for now.